GM and greetings, DeFi adventurers and Moralis Money users. Welcome to another Finding Tokens with Moralis Money Live. My name's Phil, head of research at Moralis, and I'm super excited to be here with you guys again today. We've got a lot of new and special stuff to share today. And if you've never used Moralis Money before, I'd like to encourage you to click the link below and set up a free account. We've got a ton of value that we're pushing through our free plans specifically. And then, of course, that value even grows as you move into the pro plan, which we do hope that you find an interest in later on. But before we get into any of that, I want to welcome all of you here. Thank you for being here. And also say that isn't it a wonderful time to be in crypto right now? We're seeing prices start to appreciate dramatically again on a daily basis, often seeing pumps over 5 or 6% in major assets, including Bitcoin. And that's a really exciting time to be here. So you can see why I'm so happy and excited to be talking about these things with you today. Now, that said, before we get going, hit the like and subscribe so that we can pump the YouTube algorithm and get more people involved with this exciting community and exciting movement in crypto where we are using the best tools provided by Moralis Money. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, Coke, here today. Coke, welcome to the stage. How are you doing?
Welcome. Hi guys. Doing nice, doing nice. So exciting times ahead. I mean, the environment has changed so much. You know it's bull market when the last hottest thing like Satoshi VM is not even mentioned 2 weeks later. It shows that pace is so fast, and at the moment it's the best time to use Moralis money. We can reap so much of this profits just to be first in the coins.
Absolutely. That's 100% true. And because we understand that at this time, you guys need to get going with the best tools right away, and you need resources, maybe even before you consider spending any money, because obviously we need money to buy the assets that we're interested in crypto, assuming that's something you're interested in. We want to equip you guys for success no matter what. And the only thing that you need to do to get our newest item. Now, if you're already part of the pro plan, you guys are going to get a sneak peek of this on Monday. But if you're not part of the pro plan yet, sign up for the free plan because coming very soon, we have a new publication that we're giving to all of you for free. Take a look here. The 2025 crypto retirement plan, the action packed guide to 100xing your portfolio here in the next couple of years. This is something that, like I said, we are giving out 100% free, but you do have to be signed up for the free plan. So we'll take another look at that here in a little bit, but I wanted to give you guys the first info on that so that you guys can get signed up for that free plan and get all of those free perks, because at Moralis, we're more about the movement and getting excited about crypto than anything else. And that's why we do these streams and why we talk so much about what you can get access to right now without spending anything. That said, this is the time of the show where we hand it over to Coke and we take a look at Moralis Money. So I'm going to bring that up on stage here. Coke, tell us what we're looking at here. What are these bubbles?
Yeah, thank you for having me again. And yeah, this is tokens on move. So we have all kinds of assets from different market caps. But what's special about those bubbles? Those bubbles only come in the front page when something is going on, when they are driving up, prices are going up. Let's just open couple tokens. Let's see what are you expected to see. Those are tokens that are not sleeping anymore. They are moving fast. So Chainlink, I guess the daily chart speaks for itself. Like up only, amazing token to have. Even if you're like less risk averse, Chainlink is the way to go. I think it will connect the entire crypto market to each other. It will be necessary chain for I don't know, years. I wouldn't say for decades. Just wanna leave some room for an error. I would say for years to come. So yeah, but there, of course, there are those small
Real
coins
quick
that
question on this one.
yeah
Sorry to interrupt you there, Coke.
no
But I see that even though the price is going up, the liquidity in that same time period, and we're looking at 1 week here, folks, has gone down. Now I've got an idea in my mind about what's happening here, but but why don't you tell us what does that typically mean if we see an increase in buy pressure and price, but then a decrease in liquidity? What's going on here?
I mean, it depends what happens with the liquidity pool as well, because at the moment we are just looking at one small liquidity pool. As you know, Chainlink, a massive multi-billion crypto. So in this case, maybe the liquidity is it can be like not the best accurate representation of the bigger coins, so to speak, but the liquidity gets all the net experience buyers, buy pressure holders, and liquidity gets really accurate when we come across with the new coins. Usually, when the coin gets created, they will launch on one pool on Uniswap or something, and then it's 100% pinpoint accurate. So in this case, it can be anything. It can be, as we see, like last couple of days, we even the price has gone down, so that this can be reason why it's slightly underwater. Maybe people used other pool from balancer, whatever. So in this coin, it's a good example that you pointed out. So you know when you're looking, when you see the liquidity is minus, maybe you're worried. But if you know how crypto works, you know there's many pools. That can be the reason.
I see. So it's almost like if there's somebody who's providing liquidity within the protocol, and as we know, especially those of us on the pro plane, when you're providing liquidity, you're actually providing two separate assets. So it could be what's happening here is they're taking out, for example, some of their chain link along with some of their stable coin, but then they're turning right around and they're using that stable coin that they took out to buy more of the link, which is then pushing the price up. And actually, as the liquidity is crunched a little bit, it becomes even easier for that buy pressure to affect the price. Is that the same understanding that you have there, Coke?
This can be as well, but as you actually notice from the clips, it's on the Matic chain. So it picked up the
Ah,
Matic chain pool as well. So Link is so big coin. It's separated in different chains. A lot of liquidity happens on centralized exchange as well. So in that sense, yeah, it can be anything. But when we go to smaller coins, like all is green. It's so really your network. It's the real world asset token that has been doing really well. It has been our Moralis Money searches many times popped up here and there as a pumping token. And here we can see everything is green because it's on ETH, on Uniswap, and Relio has the biggest pool in the Uniswap. So in this case, it's super accurate and everything is according to the stats as it's supposed to be. And the new addition, actually, what is quite cool is that if you have a pro plan, you can toggle through different time frames. So now you can look the weekly, the monthly, and since we are in the bull market, we can even check the quarterly as well. So here we see liquidity has been drained. Maybe they're maybe eliminating some liquidity as well. That's common as well. When the project grows, you can take out some liquidity if you want when it's in the tokenomics or in the white paper. Because when the token launches, some people want to put up as much liquidity as possible. So it's not that thin up and down always. So anything can happen again.
amazing, amazing. Now, I want to encourage everybody who's in the chat right now or watching this video live, bring us your questions. If you see something on here that you want Coke or myself to explain live, let us know. We'll put your question right up on the screen and make sure to cover it as completely as we can. As you guys know, these are quick 30-minute sessions where we try to pack as much content in as possible. That said, Coke, back to you. Show us something good.
Yeah, let's see. Let's dive into the another coin that opened up, and as you see, quite fresh coins. So if you follow one of my favorite tactics, like look the coins in last 5 days, 7 days, you had exactly the time here, like 6 days to research the coin, and it didn't bump higher. So you had 6 days to look into the coin, go through documentation, maybe through Twitter and stuff, and see what is this coin about. And at some point, it went up. Yeah. So, but this is the landing page. On the left you can see the tokens on move. So again, nice resource to come in every day, just look into it, maybe find some coins that have been running away, but no worries, you can always use some like logical pushback levels to buy in. You don't have to buy in the top of here. You can just use a simple array, and if the token comes back somewhere here, you can like ape in. So it's a nice way to discover new coins that you otherwise wouldn't know about it, and you can find sleeping projects that are going up in value fast, that maybe doesn't get mentioned in Twitter or anywhere else that you use to get your crypto information.
We've got a really good question in the chat here from James. So, does red liquidity mean prices going up or down? James, that's a great question. The truth is that a red or green indicator in liquidity could be paired with either a bullish or bearish price movement, because the measurement of liquidity is the available amount in the pool for trading. So, when that amount is compressed, sell orders will more drastically affect the price downward, whereas buy orders are going to more drastically affect the price upward. When you've got a lot of buy pressure, a squeeze in the liquidity, especially if it's temporary, can actually be a very good thing for the price. Great question there, James. Thank you for that. Back to you, Coke.
Yeah, and the liquidity, as I mentioned, liquidity can be fractured. We never know who set up the pool, why he maybe removed the pool, maybe he was a seed investor, whatever. There can be many reasons why the liquidity is only red metric on the dashboard. So if you want to look more into the price moves, I guess the buy pressure is a better indicator. So it takes into the account all the different buys and sells.
So we got another good question here. When you see something in this bubble chart and choose a coin you like, how can you assess how much higher it could go? Now, I'm going to hand this over to Coke to answer that. I know we have several tools to help us determine when we want to enter an asset or not, and these are available on the pro level. I'm talking about things like the Moralis Money Line, which is a trend indicator that will tell you in big red or green this asset is either bullish or bearish right now, and that can help you a lot. But is there anything that you use, Coke, to determine, is this asset potentially topped out, or is there more momentum in it? And I do see the other question about buy pressure. We're going to get to that one here in just a second.
So you basically Dubby Bags, you're asking the crystal ball question. So I mean, since we never know what's the top, what's the top, what's the bottom, it's easier actually to identify bottoms, because usually bottoms take a longer time to play out. There's some indicators about the volume and stuff like here as well. I mean, I think the volume is so thin that it's even hard to show like it's price goes sideways, there's no volume, so it kind of shows you there's no sellers or buyers. Most likely, if the developers are still working on a project, they're still pushing new updates, it's a good sign to buy in. But when it comes to the uh, tops, when to pick the tops, I think it's notoriously hard, and in this case, you have to set up yourself like a strategy how to trade. You buy a token, for example, this same token, NCD token. It's a cloud computing token. For example, you buy it somewhere, and you compare how much it's worth. Like, I don't know, you buy this token like zero point 0.5 worth of ETH. And if this token goes double or triple, whatever your plan is, according to your risk assessment, then you sell. For example, if it does 2x, you sell it. You get your zero point 0.5 ETH back, and you have free position and NCD token. And then you will ask, hey, but when I will sell my NCD, the when I sell the rest of the token, I mean, it's so hard. In my mind, I have mapped it out that somewhere in the middle part or the end part of 2025, I'm starting to pull out the block slowly, liquidating my crypto assets, and it can change. The plan can change in the time, but at the moment I have this plan, and I guess just slowly when I see like buy volume dying off, it approaches my take profit time wise, just starting slowly to liquidate. I mean, just having this silver bullet, something that, hey, if this happens and this happens, then it's lights out. It's hard. Like last cycle we had this double top, like with Bitcoin. It was quite hard cycle to play. It went up, it pulled back 50%, it made marginally higher high like 69k or whatever it was, and then it plummeted back down. So to answer this question, I'd rather develop some kind of trading plan that you can follow 100% and play from there. So you don't get emotional, you don't write all the tokens down to the ground like a lot of people do.
Thank you for that, Coke. Perfect, perfect explanation. And in reality, a lot of times that peak price, even when you hear about something like 100x, is very difficult to capture. And so many people will favor taking some profits both on the way up and on the way down. Whether or not you incorporate that with your strategy is a very personal decision. And we encourage you to develop your own strategy using our tools because they're designed to assist you in that, even at the free level. Now, I got a great question here from Edwin. What constitutes buy pressure? That's an excellent question. And here's what it is: buy pressure is a net value in which the total number of sell orders and total number of buy orders within the selected period of time are added together. Now, if there's more sell orders, we're going to see a negative value on buy pressure. But if there's more buy orders in terms of dollar value, we're going to see a positive figure in terms of buy pressure. And so the positive figure means that mostly in terms of dollar value, people are buying, and it's all based on volume. So even if you've got 100 sellers selling, but one seller buying, and they're buying enough to basically cancel out all of those sell orders, then we're again going to see that positive buy pressure metric there.
Yeah, it's a good question. So basically, to visualize, you have like green volume towers and red volume towers, and in this case, you clearly see the green one overpower the red one. So that's why we have a huge green positive buy pressure, because there is more buys than sells. And when it comes to actually taking profit or estimating when the top is in, you usually lead into the many different tactics or signs that you can follow. For example, somebody in the chat mentioned dupes, again mentioned like Moralis money line. You can you can wait till 2025, and after that, if you see your token going red on Moralis money, you can sell it. If it goes back to green, you can buy back, and you can just you can do this plan as well. I mean, at the moment, maybe not the best time to flip in flip out always, but definitely when it's end of 2025 or meet something and nothing has changed, all the crypto cycle has done same like we used to, then why not just, if Moralis money daily, for example, daily Moralis money line goes bearish, you just sell your tokens, and if it goes bullish, you buy back. Simple as that. Of course, it depends on what kind of, like, maybe you have corporate structure or a personal account, if you can, or is it convenient to buy and sell all the time. For me, I use corporation, so it doesn't matter for me. And yeah, and also to follow up, actually, the buy pressure. Very good sign is that top maybe near, is that buy pressure is negative, but the it's still going up or trying to make new highs. That
Well,
actually
right
shows.
now, it looks like we've got a positive buy pressure there, Coke.
At the moment, it's positive. Yeah, it kind of reflects in the price as well. But it can be that we make a new high on a negative buy pressure as well. So this is, again, it's called
Ah.
divergence. So if you see this kind of action, it may show you that, hey, lights out soon, most likely, because there is only a couple of people who are still buying this token up, but there's a lot of sellers.
So I see we have a pretty good question here from Critopia Centauri. If you could rephrase that a little bit, I know you're asking about the security score, I think. Was it that there weren't as many parameters on that for the token you're interested in? Go ahead and send that question one more time. I did want to follow up with a couple more questions here from Edwin. He's asking, um, how does this price information relate to the order book? Which is a good question. Now, when we're talking about order books, we're typically talking about central exchanges. Now, there have been some iterations of an order book on chain, and they're usually within what we call perpetual futures protocols, in which the coins are synthesized by the perpetual futures protocol. It's sort of like a side market that you can participate in using an order book, using leverage, and then you can earn from people who don't make as good of moves within that protocol. But your earnings are also limited to the total value locked within that protocol. What we're looking at with Moralis Money, and where the magic of Moralis Money really comes into view, is when you realize that this is looking at on chain liquidity. This is looking at market makers that are not controlled by any singular entity, but instead are controlled by the blockchain consensus and smart contracts that live on top of that blockchain. As a result, what we're looking at is real information on what has happened on chain to the minute through Moralis Money. And that's the type of experience you're going to get with Moralis Money. As we move into the blockchain or the post blockchain future, where blockchain begins to absorb more and more real world value. And we're already seeing this throughout several different narratives. Well, as we move into that, we're going to see even more reliable data on chain. And Moralis Money is your first source for seeing that play out in real life day by day. So thank you for that question. Very, very good distinction there between, like he says here, DEX information and central exchange information. And that's correct. Now, what you will see is with high liquidity assets that have a presence both on central exchanges and on decentral exchanges, is that price differentiation will tend to normalize. So the price on chain for wrapped Bitcoin, for example, is generally very close to the price of Bitcoin on a central exchange. In fact, even during periods of high volatility, either up or down for Bitcoin, you're going to see those prices normalize or cross each other in a regular interval, and usually within the same 24-hour period. Great questions over there. Coke, back to you to lead us into our next example here as we continue to use Moralis Money Live.
Yeah, and let's actually dive into the Explorer as well. So as you showed, it's the landing page, and on the left you have top tokens by market cap and tokens on move, and on the bottom you can even go to the next page and so forth. But those are pre-shown tokens. So let's take the fate in our hands and let's actually discover the tokens. So in the research, you can click on the Token Explorer button, and you will have this Token Explorer landing page. What we can do here is select our own parameters that we want to use to find tokens. For example, me as a total degen, I want to get tokens that are super fresh. So last week, ERC 404, a massive hype, like it made 30x in a week or so. So it's what only way how to find those tokens fast. And let's see, let's put the coinage in. Let's add text tool score as well, greater than 60. So we weed out all the super new coins who haven't gone through the automatic auditing system, or they're just junk or bad tokens. So it's a nice filter to have as well. And let's see, market cap. Let's pick less than 5 million. I think it's small enough, not big, not as big. And let's run the strategy. So what happened? Rose.
Now, could it be that?
No, all good.
Oh, here we are. Perfect.
Yeah, all good, all good. Just some fluke. So basically, what when you start using Moralis Money, actually less is more, because more filters you have, more coins you may leave out. So I would start playing with coin age, maybe security score, market cap. Get yourself comfortable and start using those filters or sort, not filters, but you can also use those custom columns to sort tokens, because you want to have tokens maybe by pressure to see tokens that have been bought the most in month. But we don't want to have this one. Let's see maybe this week as well. So as you see, you can change the time frame. We want to see the coins that have been bought the most in last week, although they are maybe 30 days old tokens. And
Now,
here,
I see two questions in the chat I want to make sure we get to in the last
yeah.
4 minutes of our stream today. These are quick 30-minute streams, guys, but we do try to answer as much as possible. And then I'm going to hand it back over to Coke to finish us out. Now, the first one I see here is from Woody. Why can I buy a coin when it's ranked 2000 something on coin market cap and still lose money while it climbs the ranks? I've got a perfect answer for you there. The reason why is token emissions and token inflation. So if when you bought the asset, there was only 10% of the supply in circulation, and over the course of the next month or so, they release an additional 20% of the supply, all of a sudden your position has been diluted by an interval of 200%. And so that's definitely going to affect your profitability when there's a lot more tokens in circulation. And it could be that the per token price has actually gone down while the market cap and therefore the ranking has gone up. But that's a great question. And thank you for that one. I saw yet one more here by Neil on Next Wrapped ETH. There was a transaction just now for $32,000. And when you click on their wallet, they're a new holder and didn't have a purchase. Why and how is this possible when they never bought? Now, I'm not particularly familiar with this exact asset. Obviously, I hold Wrapped ETH, but the next asset I'm not currently holding any of. What I would say, though, is that they were likely a token recipient through a different method. Now, that could mean that they got an airdrop. It also could mean that they were a VC investor, in which case the money that they paid for the asset could have been paid in fiat, in which case you would not see it on chain. Another reason is that they are a member of the team and they're actually receiving their compensation for their duties performed in the on-chain currency, and then they need to sell it to a different currency in order to use it or cash out or something like that. All of these things are possible. I can't say exactly which one it is in this case, but that's what I would expect. At this point, guys, we are just about ready to wrap it up, but I'm going to hand it over to Coke to finish us out here for the last minute or two.
So yeah, as I mentioned, there's custom columns that you can sort through, and maybe I should pinpoint the most useful columns that you should sort through. So first of all, as I mentioned, is pi pressure, for example. Where is it? I did click on the wrong one before. By volume, is it by volume? Buyer's volume. Oops. Let me see. So yeah, let me see. There's so many, and we can always use this to help ourselves as well. You can, as you see, I had pi pressure out. So if you're missing pi pressure, you can come here to custom columns and find it here. Pi pressure, exactly. So let's sort by pi pressure. It means the tokens that are getting the most bought up. And as I showed before, you can even change the time scale. So I was actually on the wrong column before. And for example, 4 days. Now we will see the coins that have been bought up the most in last 4 days. And then you can go and start looking into the maybe tokens that have a higher security score, shielded our one, or just by name, decloud, and look into the further. Oh, holy cow, 400% up. Look into those tokens, do the investigation through Twitter, from the websites, etc. So buy pressure. Number 2, experienced net buyers. This is a nice one to sort as well. It shows that people are experienced buyers are buying those tokens. And you can as well use, for example, holders, net experience, buyers, and buy pressure should be the like three most common custom columns to use to sort your queries that you get from the Token Explorer.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that, Coke. And thank you to all of you for joining us today. I still see a couple good questions here in the chat. One that I'm going to point out is, can you explain liquidity to me like I'm 5? That's the exact type of thing that's available to our Moralis Money Pro members. I provide full lessons and a full course on getting involved with crypto at whatever level you're at. That's our Moralis Money Bullrun course, and that's available to all of our pro subscribers, as well as access to me and Coke for questions and to help you learn more as you evolve in this industry. I want to thank everybody again for joining us today. If you're not already part of Moralis Money Free, click the link below and get signed up. Take the first step for yourself to be part of the best community in crypto, using the best tools to make a better life for ourselves moving forward. We'll see everybody in the next live stream. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.